We request Krishnananda Prabhu, please come. So Krishnananda Prabhu is
Hare Krishna. His Grace Krishnanand Prabhu is a very senior disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and Prabhuji have joined ISKCON in 1983 in Radha Gopinath Temple. Prabhuji have also seen Srila Prabhupada. He have met Prabhupada in 1977 in Cross Maidan and one more Pandal program as well. So Prabhuji is like very expert in the glories of Lord Chaitanya's pastime and glories of holy name, and he is now like traveling preacher since 25 years. In the earlier services, like he would be compiling all the pastimes, all the sections from different scriptures, like how holy name is the highest religion in this the Kali Yuga. So there are and now Prabhuji is very personal, and like he visits like every day, like he visits some or other home and shares the glories of holy name and shares the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. So Prabhuji is famous for his nectarian Gaur Katha. So we fortunate to hear from his Prabhuji now. Thank
Hare Krishna. Grateful to all the devotees for giving me this opportunity. Just like to have 2 minutes of kirtan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Jai Prabhupada Jai Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Jayo Pancha Tattva Jayo Pancha Tattva Pancha Tattva Jayo Pancha Tattva Jai Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutaha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Shta Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। लिटिल लाउडर प्लीज। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So I'm feeling very grateful to all the devotees here for giving me this opportunity to serve by speaking something about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains that the glories of Lord Chaitanya are unlimited. Even if Ananta Shesh, who has 1,000 mouths, were to try to glorify the Lord, he could not come to an end. Such is the unlimited nature of the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For self-purification, we try to speak something. We hear about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kaviraj Goswami explains, Shruyatam sada, Giyatam muda, Chintayatam sada, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shruyatam sada. One should hear repeatedly, bar sunna chahiye. You should hear again and again. And Giyatam muda, should speak or glorify again and again with pleasure, muda, with happiness. And Chintayatam sada, one should remember or meditate on the glories of Lord Chaitanya. That is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Pehle sunna, fir bolna or chintan karna. In this way, by meditating on the glories of Lord Chaitanya, we become purified. And that is the purpose of the human form of life. To purify one's existence and come to the realization of one's eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunay Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Kuriya Uday. Love of God is dormant within the heart of every living being and becomes manifest by the process of Shravanam, hearing and chanting. बार बार कृष्ण कथा सुनने से हम शुद्ध हो जाते हैं. So last year I was given this service of speaking something in Shravanotsav, and I began with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Jagannath Puri. We were discussing sequentially from Chaitanya Charitamrita. पिछले साल हमने पहले 4-5 अध्याय अंत्य लीला के किए थे, अंत्य लीला chapter 1 to 5. So this time I am beginning from where I left off, and we are beginning with the 6th chapter. The 6th chapter, Antya Leela ka chhatta adhyay, which is entitled Lord Chaitanya meets Raghunath Das Goswami. Mahaprabhu or Raghunath Das Goswami ka milan. This is a very important chapter because Raghunath Das Goswami is our Prayojan Acharya. As you know, the three main substance in bhakti is Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. 3 steps हैं, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Sambandha means to try to understand one's relationship with the Supreme Lord. And the deity, the presiding deity for the Sambandha Tattva is Shri Radha Madana Mohana. And the Acharya for Sambandha Tattva is Srila Sanatana Goswami. The next stage is Abhideya. Abhideya means activities which help one realize one's relationship with Krishna. Abhideya tattva है वो क्रियाएं जो भक्ति के लिए लाभदायक है. And the Acharya for Abhidheya Tattva is Srila Rupa Goswami. And the deities is Shri Radha Govinda Dev. And the third stage is Prayojan. Prayojan means the ultimate goal of life, which is pure love for Krishna. And the Acharya for Prayojan Tattva is Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. And the deities are Shri Radha Gopinath. So discussing something about the meeting of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his dear associate Raghunath Das Goswami is very purifying and pleasing to the heart. Narottam Das Thakur has written a very beautiful song in this connection, where he says, Gaurangera madhur lila jare karna praveshila hridaya nirmala bhela tara. Gaurangera madhur lila jare karna praveshila. When the sweet pastimes of Lord Gauranga enter into one's ears, hridaya nirmala bhela tara, his heart becomes purified. भगवान गौरंग की मधुर लीला सुनने से हमारा हृदय पवित्र हो जाता है. So, even though we may have heard the pastime, we are advised to hear again and again and again. Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was residing in Puri, every day he would hear Srimad Bhagavatam. रोज महाप्रभु भागवत सुनते थे. किससे सुनते थे? गदाधर पंडित. Gadadhar Pandit would speak every day and Lord Chaitanya would listen. The same story, sometimes 100 times. वही कहानी बार बार. Now if I tell the same story 2 times, people will think, Prabhuji, please, something new. You know, we all like to hear new things. But in Krishna consciousness, the same katha can be heard hundreds of times and it's ever new. It's filled with newer and newer realization of different devotees. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi biriditam kalmasha shravana mangalam shrimadatat. Krishna katha is auspicious to hear and purifying to the heart. So with the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and previous acharyas, Gurudev and all the assembled devotees, I will make a small insignificant attempt to repeat the blessed words of Srila Kaviraj Goswami as he is describing so beautifully in the Antya Leela, the pastimes which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed in Sri Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham. For 24 years, Mahaprabhu was here in Sri Dham Mayapur performing his childhood Leela, his Vidya Arjan Leela, scholarly pastimes. He was in the Grihastha ashram. At the age of 24, he took sannyas and then he left for Jagannath Puri. While in Puri, he went for 2 years, he left and went to South India, where he delivered the residents of South India. Then again, after coming back from South India, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Vrindavan. First he attempted to go to Vrindavan. He came till Kanai Natshala and came back. And second time he actually went to Vrindavan through the forest of Jharkhand. And after coming back from Vrindavan, on the way back, he instructed Srila Rupa Goswami in Prayag and Srila Sanatana Goswami in Varanasi. So 6 years Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was travelling. First 24 years Navadip, 6 years after sannyas travelling, that is 30 years. In the last 18 years, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent in Jagannath Puri. Among the 18 years, the first 6 years, he was engaged in Nam Sankirtan, meeting with devotees. In the last 12 years, he was in complete seclusion. He would meet only very close devotees like Ramananda Rai, Swarup Damodar, Raghunath Das Goswami. And that is the Antya Leela of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now what we are discussing today is the meeting of Raghunath Das Goswami with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is very significant because Raghunath Das Goswami, his behavior, his acharan is very exemplary. How he showed us by his example who is a perfect Vaishnava. Mahajana yena gatasa pantha. We cannot understand the behavior of Vaishnava simply by reading books, but only by studying the lives of great devotees, we can get a glimpse of true Vaishnavism. भक्तों के चरित्र का अध्ययन करने से हमें पता चलता है कि वैष्णव कौन है. Raghunath Das Goswami, he was born in a very rich family in Adi Saptagram. He was the son of Govardhan Majumdar, and his uncle's name was Hiranya Majumdar. And he had everything which a person would desire materially. Opulent house, beautiful wife, all the facilities. But somehow or other, he was very much attracted to joining Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or in today's language, joining ISKCON, because ISKCON is part of Lord Chaitanya's movement. So he was running away from home again and again. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once met him in Shantipur, and he advised him that do not be a Markata Vairagi. Do not act like a monkey. Better you perform your duties nicely, and in your heart always serve Radha and Krishna. So Raghunath Das Goswami, he came back, and now he was acting as if he is a materialistic person. But in his heart, he was again and again anxious to meet the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His father and uncle, knowing that he was likely to leave home, they had 10 bodyguards. They had actually 12 servants. 2 of them were for cooking and other facilities, and 10 were just to prevent him from running away. Now, Hiranya Majumdar was also a devotee, but he was not a pure devotee. So he did not like his son joining full-time mission in today's language. So Raghunath Das Goswami was thinking, every time I am trying, I am failing. बार बार मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, मेरे पिताजी जबरदस्ती पकड़ के ले आ रहे हैं, क्या किया जाए? What should I do? And his parents were also worried. One day, Raghunath's mother spoke to his father as follows. The beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 6, verse number 38. She said, Putra Batula Haila, Iha Rakhiya Bandhiya, हमारा बेटा पागल हो गया है, इसको रस्सी से बांध दो. We should tie him up with ropes. बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोग्राम में जा रहा है ISKCON में, कि कंट्रोल करना चाहिए, नहीं तो ये ब्रह्मचारी बन जाएगा. So we should bind him up. And what did his father reply? His father had told to her, Indra sama Ishwarya Stri Apsara sama Esaba Bandite Nari Le Jara Mana. Our son Raghunath, he had got opulence like Indra, the heavenly king, and his wife is as beautiful as an angel. Yet all this could not tie down his mind. So how can ropes bind him? हमारे बेटे के पास सुंदर पत्नी है और इंद्र के समान ऐश्वर्य है. अगर ये चीज नहीं बांध सकती तो रस्सी क्या बांधेगी? But what binds one to the material world is wealth, women, women for men and men for women, dhana, stri and pratishtha. This is what binds one to this material world. That is why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing us how to get out of bondage by saying, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. If one wants to get out of material world, he should learn to be detached from all material opulence and be attached to the opulence of chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. तो यहाँ पर बताया गया कि रघुनाथ दास बार बार भाग रहे थे और उनके माता पिता रोक रहे थे और उनके माँ बोल रही थी रस्सी से बांध दे. पिताजी बोले कोई फायदा नहीं है, इसके पास स्वर्ग का ऐश्वर्य है, वो नहीं बांध सकते तो रस्सी क्या बांध दी. तो हमें संसार में ये चीजें बांधती है, धन, स्त्री, मान सम्मान, प्रतिष्ठा. All problems generally you see in the material world are because of dhana, stree and property. There are so many courts, High Court, Supreme Court, and there is fight going on. For what? Do you find any court fighting for one person saying that other person he is reading more Bhagavatam, I am not able to read, or he is chanting more rounds? Most of the fights in this material world are for material things. But Lord Chaitanya is teaching us the process of na dhanam, na janam. How is that possible? By developing a higher taste. Param drishtva nivartate. When one develops taste for the holy name of Krishna, then automatically one loses the attraction for the material world. जब व्यक्ति को भगवान कृष्ण के प्रति आकर्षण जागृत होता है तो संसार के सब चीजें फीके लगते हैं. So Raghunath Das Goswami, he was running to attain shelter of Lord Chaitanya again and again. So then his father is telling his Raghunath Das's mother that we cannot keep him at home. Chaitanya Chandra Kripa Haiche Ihare Chaitanya Chandrera Batule Ki Rakhite Pare. That he has got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So who can keep home a madman of Lord Chaitanya? So in other words, when one receives the mercy of Lord Gauranga, he will automatically develop detachment. महाप्रभु की कृपा मिल गई, इसका प्रूफ क्या है? वैराग्य. Sarvam Bhattacharya composed a beautiful verse glorifying Lord Chaitanya. वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योग शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराण श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपा मुदिस्तम aham prapadye. He is glorifying Lord Chaitanya. He has come to give us bhakti accompanied by vairagya and vidya. वैराग्य और विद्या के साथ में, नॉलेज के साथ में. ये भक्ति जो हमको प्रभुपाद जी ने दिया है, चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने दिया, उसमें वैराग्य भी है और ज्ञान भी है, आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान. तो जैसे जैसे भक्ति में आगे बढ़ते हैं, संसार की विरक्ति बढ़नी चाहिए. एज वी एडवांस, वी शुड बी इंक्रीजिंग अवर रिनाउंसिएशन. दैट इज अ साइन ऑफ एडवांसमेंट इन कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस. सो हिज फादर इज थिंकिंग, how can we keep him home? He is attached to Lord Chaitanya. Nobody can stop him. Bhakti is ahetuki apratihata. Bhakti को कोई रोक नहीं सकता. The gopis, their husbands, their brothers, they tried to stop the gopis, but the gopis could not be stopped. When one receives the mercy of the Lord, no power can stop him. The mercy of the Lord is exhibited when one becomes attracted to Krishna in the form of his holy name, his holy katha. The wives of the Brahmanas, they had not even seen Krishna, but they were attracted. As soon as they heard that Krishna Balaram wants offering, they ran to meet Krishna. Why were they attracted? They never even saw Krishna. They didn't have any WhatsApp chat also at that time. There was no email. Because they had heard the glories of Krishna. ब्राह्मण पत्नियों ने कृष्ण के कथा सुनी थी, इसीलिए आकर्षित हुए. So I really want to thank the organizers of the Shravan Utsav, because the Shravanam is the first step towards spiritual realization. Just by hearing the glories of the Lord, one becomes purified and the mind starts taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. So, one day Raghunath was thinking, I am trying my best, still I am unsuccessful. What should I do? मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? Then he was thinking, I should first get the mercy of Lord Nityananda. पहले नित्यानंद प्रभु की कृपा मिलेगी, फिर चैतन्य महाप्रभु की. So he went to meet Lord Nityananda Prabhu in Panihati. Some of you may have seen that beautiful tree still there on the bank of the Ganga, where Lord Nityananda gave mercy to Raghunath Das. Raghunath Das दूर से प्रणाम कर रहे हैं. नित्यानंद प्रभु बोलते हैं, चोर चोर, ये चोर है, ये जोर से प्रणाम क्यों कर रहा है? He's a thief. And Lord Nityananda was so merciful You are come here, I'll punish you. And Raghunath was hesitating. Raghunath पास में नहीं आ रहे थे. The Lord forcibly caught him and placed his lotus feet on the head of Raghunath Das Goswami. Just mercy. भगवान को पकड़ के कृपा दे रहे. बाकी लोग तरसते हैं कब कृपा मिलेगी. आओ इधर होलसेल कृपा. That is Nityananda. Nitai pada kamala koti chandra sushitala. The Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet, they are the object of meditation of Lord Shiva and Brahma. And those same lotus feet, Raghunath Das Goswami. Nityananda Prabhu ki kripa mil rahi hai Raghunath Das Goswami. And then Lord Nityananda told, Nikatana aise chor, bhage dure dure, दूर भाग रहे हो चोर, आज ये दंडी में तो मारे. I will give you punishment. सजा देंगे. क्या सजा? छिलादही फेस्टिवल. सर्व माई डिवोटीज. सब भक्तों की सेवा करो. नित्यानंद प्रभु की सजा होती है ना, वो भी बड़ा आशीर्वाद होता है. संसारी व्यक्ति आशीर्वाद देता है, वो भी सजा होती है. Materialistic person, they'll give blessing. You have good wife, good husband, good money and good job and lovingly go to hell, after forgetting Krishna. So भौतिक दुनिया में कोई वरदान देता है, पैसे मिले, धन स्त्री मिले, और भगवान को भूल गए तो नरक जा रहे हैं. और साधु शाप भी देते हैं, वो भी वरदान होता है. नारद मुनि कर्स Nala, Kuber and Manigriv to become trees, but eventually we see that same curse became a blessing. They became trees in Vrindavan Dham and they had darshan of Lord Krishna. कितना बड़ा आशीर्वाद है. भगवान के दर्शन हो गए शाप मिलने के बाद भी. तो नित्यानंद प्रभु को कौन समझ सकता? Who can understand? He apparently is punishing somebody, but actually he is giving mercy. Shivananda Sen was the yatra manager for all the devotees going to Puri. Shivananda Sen यात्रा मैनेज कर रहे थे और एक दिन थोड़ा प्रसाद लेट हो गया और accommodation नहीं हुआ. And Lord Nityananda was very angry. कहा गेला नित्यानंद, नित्यानंद कहाँ गए? आमी भूखे व्याकुल है. I am hungry. Where is Shivananda? I curse him. Let all the 3 children die. तीनों बेटे मर जाएं. अभी कितना बड़ा शाप लगता है. नहीं, आपको कोई बोले, साधु बोले आपके बच्चे मर जाएं, हरे कृष्ण, ये साधु है कि आसुर है? ऐसे हम दुश्मन को भी शाप नहीं देंगे. We will never say to anybody, your children die. Even to the communist we will not say like this, But Shivananda Sen's wife was crying. But Shivananda said, don't worry, this is also a blessing. ये आशीर्वाद है. And Shivananda Sen went to meet Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda did not ask any question, what happened. He immediately kicked him on the chest. सबके सामने छाती पे लात मार दिया. पहले punishment, बाद में trial. What kind of logic is this? First there should be discussion, who is wrong, who is right. But before discussion, punishment, then we will discuss. This is Nityananda. Nitaira kripa have braje Radha Krishna pabe. So, inconceivable pastimes of Lord Nityananda. हमारी बुद्धि से परे है. बुद्धि से समझ जाना है क्या कि बुद्धि से परे है. Understand that this is beyond understanding. The mercy of Lord Nityananda. मार खाए प्रेम दे. Jagai Madai are attacking Lord Nityananda and Lord Nityananda is smiling. नित्यानंद प्रभु के ऊपर आक्रमण किया, मुस्कुरा रहे हैं, उनको कुछ नहीं बोलते. और शिवानंद सेन सर्विस कर रहे हैं, उसको लात मार रहे हैं. Shivananda Sen is doing service, a small fault, and Lord Nityananda is kicking him. Now if I were there in that party, I would say, okay, I am leaving this, I am going to another institute, Hari Bol. ज़्यादा दादागिरी कर रहे हैं, too much arrogance. But Shivananda actually got mercy. Lord Chaitanya was so pleased with Shivananda. One day he told his servant, Govinda, whatever my remnants are there, Mahaprasad, give it to Shivananda Sen and his family members. शिवानंद सेन के परिवार को पूरा महाप्रसाद दो. हम तो झगड़ते हैं, एक छोटा सा रोटी का टुकड़ा मिले गुरु महाराज का, वैष्णव का, वो पूरा प्लेट दे रहे हैं. एंड शिवानंद सेन सन लॉर्ड चैतन्य महाप्रभु पुट हिज लोटस टो इनसाइड द माउथ ऑफ दैट चाइल्ड. उसको बोला चूसो अंगूठे को. दैट इज द मर्सी ऑफ लॉर्ड नित्यानंद चैतन्य. भजो भजो भाई चैतन्य निताई सुदृढ़ विश्वास कोरी. this song Parama Karuna was very dear to our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. प्रभुपाद जी को बहुत प्रिय था. एक बार तो भजन गाते गाते प्रभुपाद एक्सटेसी में आ गए, could not control, he was crying in tears. Mercy of Lord Chaitanya Nityananda. That is how we are here in Mayapur. At least I have no qualification. हमारा कोई qualification नहीं. Causeless mercy of Nityanand Prabhu coming through Srila Prabhupada. We should cherish being in the Dham and take advantage of every moment by constantly chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Raghunath Das Goswami was very happy. He was ordered to serve chida dahi. He called all his servants and they prepared chida dahi, chida doodh, rice, yogurt, milk, sweet, mangoes, and all the residents of Panihati, they came and everybody was given 2 pots. One is chida dahi and chida doodh, milk and chida and yogurt. And there were so many devotees. Nityananda was sitting under that banyan tree and there were devotees surrounding him. And then there were devotees below that, and some devotees who did not get space, they were sitting inside the Ganga with 2 pots. I don't know how it is possible, but everyone inside the water with 2 pots. And then, at that moment, Lord Nityananda, by his love, he invited Lord Chaitanya to come. Now Lord Chaitanya is staying in Jagannath Puri and Lord Nityananda is in Panihati, which is near Calcutta, 450 kilometers apart. But by his mystic power, by his love, Lord Nityananda is inviting Lord Chaitanya to come and accept this chida dahi. Nobody could see it. Nobody could see this pastime except Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. And Lord Chaitanya is feeding Lord Nityananda and Lord Nityananda is feeding Lord Chaitanya. ये ऐसी मिस्टिक लीला हुई कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु जगन्नाथपुरी में और चिड़ा दही उत्सव हो रहा है पानीहट्टी में 400 किलोमीटर के बीच में, और बड़े प्रेम से विद ग्रेट लव लॉर्ड नित्यानंद इज सर्विंग चिड़ा दही टू लॉर्ड चैतन्य and Lord Chaitanya is serving to Lord Nityananda. And then after feeding Lord Chaitanya, then he ordered all the devotees, please accept the prasad and chant Hari Hari. Please chant loudly Hari Hari, Hari 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 Hari. Just chant Hari, no more worry. लाइफ में कुछ भी हो जाए हमेशा बोलना है हरी हरी. आपका बिजनेस में एक दिन में 10 लाख का प्रॉफिट हो गया तो क्या बोलना है? हरी हरी. अगले दिन बिजनेस बंद हो गया तो क्या बोलना है? आपको बहुत बहुत अच्छा स्वास्थ्य हो गया, गुड हेल्थ, क्या बोलना है? बहुत बीमारी आ गई, हरी हरी. जो भी हो जाए लाइफ में, भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर से गृहे ठाको वने ठाको सदा हरि बोले डाको. गृहे ठाको वने ठाको, घर में रहो जंगल में रहो, हमेशा बोलते रहो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Somehow or other take shelter of the holy name. And Narottam Das Thakur says, गृहे वा वने ते ठाको हा गौरंग बोले टाको. Narottama mage tarasan. One who is either in house or in the forest, one who constantly chants the name of Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. आपकी आवाज से लग रहा है 3 दिन से कुछ खाया नहीं है आपने. प्लीज चैंट लाउडली, एटलीस्ट शुड रीच राधा माधव ऑल्टर. गौरंगा, गौरंगा, गौरंगा. This is by chanting the name of Gauranga we become purified. हम शुद्ध बन जाते. नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर बोलते हैं जे गौरांगेर नाम लये तारा है प्रेमोदय. Just by chanting the name of Gauranga, love of Krishna will become manifest. But you have to keep chanting. एक भक्त पूछ रहे थे, प्रभु जी आपने 1 साल पहले भी बोला था, अभी भी बोल रहे हैं गौरंग का नाम लो, हम ले रहे हैं, कुछ हो नहीं रहा. अप्लाई अप्लाई नो रिप्लाई, कुछ हो नहीं रहा है. मैंने वही बोला चैंट कंटिन्यूअसली, गो ऑन चैंटिंग, चैंटिंग, एंड बाय चैंटिंग कंटिन्यूअसली वी कैन अटेन परफेक्शन. सो Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu accepted this service. And then I would like to concentrate on the prayers of Raghunath Das Goswami. After the whole festival was over, everybody was served to their full satisfaction. And then Raghunath Das Goswami is offering beautiful prayers, begging for the mercy of Lord Nityananda. अभी आप देखोगे ये लीला में रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी को कृपा मिलती है, चैतन्य महाप्रभु का संग मिलता है, किसके द्वारा? नित्यानंद. पहले नित्यानंद, फिर गौरंग. सनातन गोस्वामी, रूप गोस्वामी, when they meet Lord Chaitanya first time, where do they meet first time? Ramkheli. They are offering obeisances from a distance, and it is Nityananda Prabhu who brings them to Lord Chaitanya. Jagai Madhai, Lord Chaitanya was going to kill them. चैतन्य महाप्रभु इतने गुस्से हुए, चक्र, सुदर्शन चक्र से जगाई मदाई को मार रहे थे, लेकिन किसने बचाया? नित्यानंद. So Lord Nityanand's mercy is most important. Without Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, we cannot get Lord Chaitanya's mercy. And without Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we cannot get love for Radha Madhav. And Lord Nityananda's mercy is manifest through the most merciful, His divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We have to take shelter of Prabhupada's instruction, as Harishauri Prabhu was so nicely explaining. By following the instructions of Prabhupada, we get that mercy. मर्सी बोलने से नहीं मिलता, दया करो महाराज, दया करो क्या भाई, चैंटिंग करो पहले, है ना? नहीं, चैंटिंग नहीं करेगा, सेवा नहीं करेगा, लेकिन दया करो ना. We get mercy of Prabhupada by serving in ISKCON and by chanting Hare Krishna. There is no other way. We have to do practical service. So now I would concentrate on the prayers offered by Raghunath Das Goswami to Lord Nityananda. He went with folded hands and said, Adham pamar mui hina jivadham mora ichha hai pae chaitanya charana. मैं अधम हूँ, I am very fallen, degraded, but I have the desire to attain shelter of Lord Gauranga. भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभु की कृपा चाहिए. वामन है जे न चांद धरी बारे चाय. वामन, dwarf, I am dwarf and trying to touch the moon. मैं इतना छोटा हूं, ऊपर चांद पकड़ने का प्रयास कर रहा हूं. अनेक यत्न कईनु तटे सिद्धि नहीं है. बहुत बार ट्राई किया, सफल नहीं हुए. Many times I tried, but my mother, father. And now it's a very important verse. तुम्हारा कृपा बिना के हो चैतन्य नहीं पाए. Please repeat. तुम्हारा कृपा बिना के हो चैतन्य नहीं पाया. तुम्ही कृपा कैले तार अधम ही पाए. Without your mercy, you cannot get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And if you are merciful, even the lowest adhama, papi, he can attain. आपकी कृपा के बिना चैतन्य महाप्रभु की कृपा नहीं मिलती. I am unfit, I am afraid to submit, but I am begging you, please give me shelter of Lord Chaitanya. चैतन्य महाप्रभु की कृपा दो. मोरे माथे पद धरी करह प्रसाद निर्विघ्न चैतन्य पाई करी आशीर्वाद. मोरे माथे पद धर, मेरे माथे के ऊपर आपका चरण रखो और आशीर्वाद दो. क्या आशीर्वाद? निर्विघ्न चैतन्य पाए. प्लीज पुट योर लोटस फीट ऑन माई हेड, गिव मी द बेनेडिक्शन that may attain the shelter of Lord Gauranga. Without difficulty, I want to attain the shelter of Lord Gauranga. Lord Nityananda smiled. He smiled, हंसने लगे, and he told the devotees, Ihara Vishaya Sukha Indra Sukha Samahe. He has got opulence like the king of the heavenly planets, Indra, but he has no taste for material enjoyment. This is sign of advancement. भक्ति में आगे बढ़ने का मतलब क्या है? इंद्र तृप्ति की इच्छा कम होनी चाहिए. जैसे बीमारी कम हो, ये मतलब टेम्परेचर कम होना चाहिए. कोई बोलता है प्रभु जी बीमारी कम हो रही है लेकिन टेम्परेचर 105 हो गया है, तो फिर वो गलत बोल रहे हैं. कई डिवोटी बोलते हैं प्रभु जी आई एम एडवांसिंग वेरी नाइसली, बट माई ईटिंग एंड स्लीपिंग इज वर्किंग मोर, एंड आई एम नॉट हैविंग टेस्ट फॉर रीडिंग भागवतम, बट आई लाइक पिज्जा प्रसाद वेरी मच. दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड, पिज्जा प्रसाद, बट यू मस्ट डेवलप लव फॉर होली नेम. As we advance, we should pray to Krishna every day, please give me taste for the holy name. भगवान से भीख मांगनी चाहिए कि मेरे को हरि नाम में रुचि दो. A beautiful prayer written by Bhakti Vinod Thakur in a book called Harinam Chintamani. बहुत सुंदर prayer है. I would like all the devotees to recite this prayer. Please try to repeat. मेरे पीछे बोलिए. कृपा करी नाम रूपे मोर जिभाया, निरंतर नाच प्रभु धरी तव पाया. कृपा करी नाम रूपे मोर जिभाया. O my Lord, please be merciful and dance on my tongue in the form of the holy name. हे प्रभु, आप नाम के रूप में मेरी जीवा पर नृत्य करो. When you are chanting, Prabhupada says, when you are chanting, Radha Madhava is dancing on your tongue. Radha Madhav nritya kar. That we should have that consciousness that now God is appearing. Radha Rani, Radha Madhav, Panchatattva, they are appearing when I am chanting Hare Krishna. मेरी जीवा पर राधा कृष्ण आए हैं, तो मैं कैसे सो सकता हूँ? Can you imagine if a very VIP person comes and he comes to the temple or to your home and you welcome him and then go to sleep? So ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. भगवान नाम के रूप में है. नाम कली काले नाम रूपे कृष्ण अवतार, नाम हयते है सर्व जगत उद्धार. And then Lord Nityananda told the devotees, just see Raghunath's character. चैतन्य कृपा ते सेह नाही भाए मने, सबे आशीर्वाद कर पाए चैतन्य चरण. All of you bless him so that he can attain Lord Chaitanya. कृष्ण पाद गत पद्म गंध जय जन पाए, ब्रह्मलोक आदि सुख तारा नहीं भाए. One who experiences कृष्ण पाद पद्म गंध, इसको कृष्ण पाद पद्म मीन्स लोटस फीट. कृष्ण के चरण कमल का थोड़ा फ्रेग्रेंस मिलता है. ब्रह्मलोक नहीं भाए. He doesn't like Brahmalok. What to speak of Calcutta Lok, Bombay Lok, New York Lok? He doesn't like Brahmalok. He likes Mayapur Lok, Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri. These are the places where devotees want to come and stay. And Prabhupada's dream is coming true in the form of this Temple of Vedic Planetarium, the whole Mayapur project. Prabhupada wanted devotees to come, especially during this part of the year. Prabhupada जी की इच्छा थी कि मायापुर फेस्टिवल में हजारों भक्त आए और उसमें भाग लें, और भाग लेकर भगवान की कथा सुने और जोर से नाम संकीर्तन करें. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Then Lord Nityananda called him, Raghunath, come here. Raghunath, idhar aao. And then he put his feet on the head of Raghunath and he said, today you have served all the devotees so nicely. Definitely Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here to show you mercy, and he took the Chida Dahi. And now very soon Lord Chaitanya will accept you and place you under the care of Swarup Damodar Goswami. You will become the servant of Swarup Damodar Goswami, who is the servant of Lord Chaitanya. उन्होंने पहले ही बता दिया, अभी बहुत जल्दी आपका उद्धार हो गया, आपका टिकट कंफर्म हो गया जो RSC था. आपने सेवा कर ली, अब आपको भगवान स्वरूप दामोदर के अंडर रखेंगे. नित्यानंद प्रभु इज सर्वज्ञ, त्रिकालज्ञ. He knows past, present, future. The Lord Chaitanya will accept him and put him under the care of Swarup Damodar Goswami. And then one day Raghunath Das Goswami observed, night time he was sleeping, रात को सो रहे थे. Yadunandan Acharya came and woke him up. Raghunath, get up. It is time for Mangal Aarti, but Pujari has not come. Mangal Aarti का समय हो रहा है, पुजारी नहीं आए, चलो पुजारी को उठाते हैं. We'll go to wake up the pujari. And Raghunath got up and saw all the guards were fast asleep. सारे चौकीदार सोए हैं. So Raghunath thought this is good opportunity. He told Yadunandan, I will go and take care of calling the pujari. आपको आने की जरूरत नहीं, मैं जाता हूँ. और Yadunandan went back and Raghunath Palaila. He ran away from home to join the party of Lord Gauranga. The volume कम ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए, constantly same volume. Gauranga. भजो भजो भाई गौरंग नित्य चैतन्य नित्य. So Raghunath was running and his father got up. Says, where is Raghunath? Oh, Raghunath has left. Let us chase him. रघुनाथ भाग रहे इसके पीछे. रघुनाथ जानबूझ के मेन रोड से नहीं जा रहे, उनको मालूम है कि पिताजी भेजेंगे. वो भागे And he actually ran for almost, it took him 12 days. 12 दिन तक भागते रहे. और रास्ते में, it was not that he was carrying some big hot pot where he had some nice prasad or some laddus, chivda or burgers, कुछ नहीं था. Completely dependent on Krishna. Sometime he got glass of milk. In the 12 days he took prasad only 3 or 4 times. 12 दिन में खाली 4 बार प्रसाद, यानी 3 दिन में 1 बार. हम लोग का होता है 1 दिन में 3 बार, इनका 3 दिन है. Only difference of grammar, And he had only one thought, I want to meet Lord Chaitanya, I want to meet Lord Chaitanya, मुझे महाप्रभु को मिलना है. श्रील गौर गोविंद महाराज बोलते हैं ऐसा लौल्यम होना चाहिए, that greed is needed. If you want to attain love for Krishna, you must have only one price, laulyam, greed, that intense greed to attain the shelter of Lord Gauranga. And finally, sometimes he drank milk, sometimes fried grains, and whatever was available. And then finally he reached Jagannath Puri. And Lord Chaitanya was sitting with Sarup Damodar. And Mukunda Dutt said, just see, Raghunath has come. Raghunath aaye, dekho, unka swagat karna hai. And Lord Chaitanya called him very close. But Raghunath was so humble. He clasped the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. रघुनाथ ने भगवान के चरणों को टाइटली पकड़ लिया और भगवान ने उनको गले लगाया. और महाप्रभु बहुत सुंदर बोले, प्रभु कहे कृष्ण कृपा बलिष्ठ सब हैते, तुम्हारे काढ़िल विषय विष्टागरते हैते. Mahaprabhu said, mercy of Krishna is stronger than anybody else. Krishna has delivered you from the ditch of materialistic life where people go to pass stool. भगवान ने आपको गड्ढे से निकाल दिया जहां लोग मल मूत्र करने जाते हैं. Materialistic life without Krishna consciousness is compared to a place where people pass stool. कृष्ण ने आपको बचा दिया. बट रघुनाथ कहे नो 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 नो. रघुनाथ मने कहे आमी कृष्ण नहीं जानी, आमी कृष्ण नहीं जानी, तव कृपा काढ़िला आमी. I know that you have saved me. The devotee wants to give credit not only to Krishna but to the spiritual master and to all the Vaishnavas. Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavat Gita. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and told Raghunath, your father Jagannath Mishra and his elder brother, Raghunath Das, he told Raghunath, your father, that is Govardhan Majumdar, and your uncle Hiranya Majumdar, they are very close friends with my grandfather Nilambar Chakravarti. Therefore I am thinking that your father is like my grandfather. मैं आपके नाना जी हैं, नीलांबर मेरे दादा के बराबर हैं. So your father, they are attached to material world. They are almost Vaishnavas but not pure Vaishnavas. Therefore they are attached. So Krishna has saved you from materialistic family life. Krishna ने आपका उद्धार किया. Lord Chaitanya took the hand of Raghunath and handed over to Sarup Damodar. Sarup Damodar को दिया, बोले आज से आप इनकी देखभाल करो. Now you take care. Treat him like your servant or like your son. अपने बेटे की तरह रखो. So Lord Chaitanya, now there were 3 Raghunath. Raghunath Bhatta, Raghunath Dasa and Raghunath Vaidya. 3 Raghunaths are described. And Lord Chaitanya told Govinda, please give him nice prasad. He has fasted for many days, he has not eaten prasad. उनको अच्छा सेवा दो, प्रसाद दो, उनका हेल्थ अच्छा होना चाहिए. And Lord Chaitanya told Raghunath, now go to see Lord Jagannath, have darshan of Lord Jagannath and then come and take prasad. Then Raghunath met all the devotees. They were so happy. This was a family gathering. He was united with all the devotees. And Raghunath, after seeing Lord Jagannath darshan, he came back. And Govinda gave him all the Maha Prasad. Lord Chaitanya told, give all my Maha Prasad to Raghunath Das Goswami. Why was Lord Chaitanya so happy with Raghunath? Because Raghunath had this quality of humility and renunciation, वैराग्य and नम्रता. उनके अंदर नम्रता थी और वैराग्य था. भगवान को प्रसन्न करने के लिए दोनों जरूरी हैं. And Raghunath Das Goswami, he was so humble. He was simply begging alms at the सिंह द्वार. That main entrance, जो जगन्नाथ जी का जो मेन एंट्रेंस होता है उसको बोलते हैं सिंह द्वार. तो सिंह द्वार के पास खड़े रहते और कोई आके प्रसाद दे देता तो खा लेते. ऐसा नहीं कि वो उनके पास पैसे नहीं थे, सब पैसे त्याग दिए. त्यक्त्वा तूर्णम अशेष मंडलपति श्रेणीम सदा तुच्छवत. Prabhupada glorifies, he said, our Goswamis, they were on the level of king. They gave up everything and became like humble beggars to beg for the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. सब कुछ त्याग दिया उन्होंने. करोड़पति परिवार से थे और जगन्नाथ मंदिर में दरवाजे के पास भिक्षा मांग रहे हैं. महाप्रभु भक्त गणेरा वैराग्य प्रधान. बोलिए, महाप्रभु जहां देखी प्रीति है गौर भगवान. Prabhupada translates, renunciation is the basic principle sustaining the life of Lord Chaitanya's devotees. When Lord Chaitanya sees renunciation, he becomes extremely satisfied. अगर हमें भगवान की कृपा चाहिए तो वैराग्य जरूरी है. And one day Lord Chaitanya asked, I don't see Raghunath near the सिंह द्वार. Where is Raghunath? आजकल रघुनाथ दिखते नहीं सिंह दरबार के पास में. So Govinda replied, he said, actually he was first taking prasad at the Siंह Dwar, but now he is thinking that this is not good mentality. One becomes attached. Oh, this person is very nice. He gave me nice khaja and malpua and porapitha and kheer. आप सबको मालूम पुरी में क्या क्या मिलता है? खीर, मालपुआ. जगन्नाथपुरी में कौन सा एरिया है जहाँ प्रसाद बांटते हैं? व्हाट इज दैट कॉल्ड? हाँ, सब लेक्चर भूल जाते हैं लेकिन ये याद रहता है. आनंद बाजार, यू नो, सबसे फेवरेट सबका स्थान. सन्यासी के लिए, गृहस्थ के लिए फेवरेट स्थान है. सो रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी, ही वॉज नॉट गोइंग टू द बाजार. वो खाली दरवाजे के पास खड़े थे. फिर भी वो सोचे अच्छा नहीं है. इसमें क्या आता है? You develop that prostitute mentality. Oh, he is a nice person. He gave me malpua. Oh, he is not nice. He gave me only khichdi. है ना? तो उसमें you develop distinction mentality. And very nice verse Lord Chaitanya told. He said, "Vairagi koribe sada nama sankirtana." Please repeat. Magiya khaya kare jivana rakshana. A sannyasi should always chant the holy name. The main principle of sannyas is to chant the holy name. So even grahastha can be like sannyasi, a brahmachari also. If you are always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, that constant chanting of the holy name is the most important thing for all varnas and ashrams. Kirtaniya Sadahari. It's not only for sannyasi, for grahasthas also. Always chant Hare Krishna. Take shelter of Krishna. Bhakti Vinod Thakur was grahastha, but he was constantly chanting. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, his son, is a brahmachari, but he is also chanting. The central principle is holy name. Mahaprabhu's teachings is the holy name. And then Lord Chaitanya told a beautiful verse. Vairagi hai kare parabeksha, karya siddhi nahi, Krishna kare upeksha. If a person is renounced order, should not depend on others. If he does so, he will be unsuccessful, he will be neglected by Krishna. अगर कोई भगवान पर डिपेंडेंट नहीं होता, दूसरे पर डिपेंड होता है, तो कृष्ण कृपा नहीं करेंगे. One of the symptoms of surrender, 6 symptoms is Rakshati Krishna iti Vishwasu. Krishna is my protector, Krishna is my maintainer. वही सब कुछ करने वाले हैं. सब कुछ कृष्ण ही दे रहे हैं. कृष्ण ही सब कुछ है. And what happens? वैरागी है करे जीवेर लालसा, परमार्थ जाए आरसेर अवश. If a vairagi, sannyasi, is eager to taste different foods, his spiritual life will be lost and he will become subservient to the taste. So what should a Vairagi do? Vairagi kritya sada nama sankirtana shakapatra phula mule udara bharana. A sannyasi should chant the holy name, and whatever is available, vegetables, shak, phal, mool, he should accept it. And otherwise, jivera lalasa je iti uti dae, shishnodar parayan Krishna nahi paye. A person who is Shishnodar Parayan, not Narayan Parayan, Krishna Parayan, but Shishnodar, Shishna Udara. Shishna means genitals and Udara means belly. One who is servant of the senses, he cannot become pure devotee. Krishna nahi paye. So we have to become Krishna Parayan, Nam Parayan. Then one day Raghunath Das Goswami asked one question, Swarup Damodar, please tell me, what is my duty? मैंने संन्यास तो ले लिया, घर छोड़ दिया, मैं आ गया अभी जगन्नाथपुरी में, मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? What is the duty? And Raghunath Das Goswami, very humble, he did not go to Lord Chaitanya directly. He would ask questions to Swarup Damodar Goswami. And Swarup Damodar Goswami would ask Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु के पास जाके प्रश्न पूछे, तो Swarup Damodar is saying to Lord Chaitanya, Raghunath wants to ask some question to you. Please tell him what is the duty of a person in the renounced order of life. Sannyasi का क्या कर्तव्य है? Lord Chaitanya told Raghunath, I have already told you, Baba, you take shelter of Swarup Damodar. Swarup Damodar is your guide. And I also don't know as much as Swarup Damodar knows. चैतन्य महाप्रभु बोल रहे हैं, आमी तत नहीं जाने इहो यत जाने, आमी नहीं जाने स्वरूप जाने. Lord Chaitanya is exhibiting this humility. He is saying, even I don't know as much as Swarup Damodar goes. Please ask him. But now since you have asked me, I will tell you. I will tell you. Now what Lord Chaitanya is instructing, this is the most important part of today's discussion. This is for all varnas and ashram, but especially for sannyas. Gramya katha na shuniba, gramya varta na kahiba. Please repeat. Gramya katha. Bhala na khaiba, bhala na pariba. Gramya katha na shuniba. All village talk, newspaper, internet. If internet is connected to Krishna's service, it is very good. But just mundane news, this is all Gramya Katha. Anything not connected to Krishna is Gramya Katha. Or finding fault with devotees. भक्तों में दोष देखना, आपको मालूम है उस डिवोटी ने क्या किया? हाँ बता, किसी को बताना मत, आप दूसरा किसी को बताना, पूरे वर्ल्ड को मालूम पड़े, किसी को बताना मत. Even if there is some fault in devotee, you should pray to Krishna. Krishna will correct. Why should I become head of the department of fault finding? We should never see fault in others. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur बोलते थे, I see fault in others because I am with faults. मेरे अंदर दोष है, मैं एक उंगली दिखा रहा हूँ, ये fault है, तो चार उंगली मेरी तरफ. ग्राम्य कथा न शुनिबा. Sometimes devotee say, Prabhuji, I don't speak, but he was speaking, I was humbly hearing. मैं हाथ जोड़ के सुन रहा था. That is also your fault. One who hears and speaks, both have to suffer. Just like Krishna Katha, audience and speaker both got benefited. Gramya Katha, both have to suffer. So Gramya Katha na kahiba, Gramya Katha na shuniba. Or bhala na khaiba. Prasad ka time ho raha hai, yes. Mahaprabhu is saying bhala na khaiba. It's very simple prasad. The more you eat opulent prasad means more money, energy is spent. And of course one benefit is doctors get benefited also. ज़्यादा opulent प्रसाद खाने से डॉक्टर को थोड़ा सेवा मिलता है, पैसा कमाने को मिलता है. बट भाला न खाइबा एंड भाला न पोरिबा. सिंपल क्लोथ्स. लॉर्ड चैतन्य इज टीचिंग सिंप्लिसिटी इज वैष्णविज्म. भक्ति सिद्धांत ठाकुर वुड से सिंप्लिसिटी, सरलता है वैष्णव. दंडवत, नॉट सर्पवत, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. नॉट Harishari Prabhu was very nicely explaining the example, that somebody is not straightforward. So devotee should be straightforward in dealing. Not that think one thing and then manipulate and be very simple. The Lord will give mercy to one who is simple-hearted. Lord, even if one is very advanced but is crooked, then he will not get mercy. Lord Chaitanya is patit pavan but not kapati pavan. Patit pavan hai, kapati nahi. Don't try to cheat, because you will cheat yourself. So Lord Chaitanya says, bhala na khaiba. And then next he said, अमानी मानदहय कृष्ण नाम सदा लिपे. अमानी मानदहय. Amani manada, amani means not expecting any respect and giving all respects to others. सबको प्रणाम करना. कभी कभी क्या होता है, हम प्रणाम करते हैं, देखते हैं वो कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे. वो नहीं कर रहा, हम भी नहीं करेंगे नेक्स्ट टाइम. बट आवर मूड शुड बी अमानी न मानदे. एंड व्रजे राधा कृष्ण सेवा मानसे करीबे. हाँ, दिस वेरी नाइस ट्रांसलेशन. प्रभुपाद सेज always chant the holy name of Krishna and within your mind render service to Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. Vrindavan mein, you may be in any part of the world, Bombay, New York, London, but your heart should be in Vrindavan or Mayapur. Always think of the lotus feet of the Lord. And how do you come to Vrindavan or Mayapur? Physically, any part of the world. But if you simply chant the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. But this is the essence of all knowledge. ये सब ज्ञान का सार है. चैतन्य महाप्रभु रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी को दे रहे हैं, हमको भी दे रहे हैं. तो क्या है? अमानी न मान देना. नेक्स्ट वर्स इज त्रिनादपि, प्लीज, त्रिनादपि सुनी चेन तरोरिव सहिष्णुना अमानी न मान देना कीर्तनीय सदा. This verse, one who thinks himself lower than a blade of grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, gives all respects to others and expects none in return, he can always chant the holy name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu बोलते हैं, I raise my arms and declare that you should put this verse around your neck like a kanthi mala. ये श्लोक को गले में डाल के रखो. कौन सा श्लोक? त्रिनादपि सुनी छेन तरोरपि सहिष्णु अमानेन मान देन कीर्ति. 100 times of day we should remember this verse. Then we can chant Hare Krishna properly. हरि नाम लेने का तरीका यही है कि ये श्लोक को याद करना. Do not differentiate young, old, men, women, learned, foolish. Anybody who is a Vaishnav, give all respects. And give all respect to all living beings. Krishna adhisthane sarve jive jani. How to offer respects to all animals, birds? Because Krishna is in the heart of every living being. ईश्वर सर्वभूतानाम हृदयेश अर्जुन तिष्ठति. भगवान सबके हृदय में है. सबको आदर देना और आदर की इच्छा नहीं करना. Then we can chant Kirtaniya Sada Hari. So this is, Lord Chaitanya said, this is my instruction, I have given you briefly. And if you want more details, you can ask Swarup Damodar Goswami. So what we learn from this is Raghunath Das's mood. He did not approach Lord Chaitanya directly. वो चैतन्य महाप्रभु के पास नहीं गए, वो स्वरूप दामोदर के पास गए. कभी कभी हमारा टेंडेंसी होता है, हम सोचते हैं कि अरे मेरा अथॉरिटी है, उतने अच्छे नहीं है, मैं डायरेक्टली स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर के पास जाऊँ. Then I will go directly to the spiritual master because my authority is not pure devotee, you know. So whether he is pure or not, if Guru has put, the temple has put authority, to follow the authority, servant of the servant. Material life and spiritual life, what is the difference? भौतिक जीवन, आध्यात्मिक जीवन. Spiritual life is servant of the servant, दास दासानुदास. Material life क्या है? Boss bossanuboss, you know. Boss का boss बनना. Everyone wants to be controller. But spiritual life is servant, dasus. When Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur in Calcutta and some disciples, they came, they were offered respects. Immediately Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur replied, Dasos me, I am servant. This is a Vaishnava mentality. He thinks I am servant of all living beings because Krishna is in the heart of every living being. This mentality is what is the essence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. Amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So after this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was showing special mercy to Raghunath Das. His father sent lot of money. The father of Raghunath Das sent lot of money. बहुत पैसा भेजा. तो पैसा लेके क्या करते? प्रसाद बनाते और चैतन्य महाप्रभु को खिलाते. They would serve Lord Chaitanya for 1 day, 2 days, then he stopped inviting. Lord Chaitanya बोले अभी क्यों नहीं बुला रहे, क्या कारण है? Then Raghunath Das Goswami, he explained, you know, विषय अन्न खाइला दुष्ट है मन, दुष्ट मन नहीं है कृष्ण रसमरण. If you take food from the person who is materially attached, then the mind becomes contaminated. And in the contaminated mind, you cannot think of Krishna. मतलब जिसका हम पैसा लेते हैं उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. विशेर अन्न खाइला मलिन है मन, मलिन मन नाही है कृष्ण रस्मरण. When one eats food offered by materialistic man, mind becomes contaminated. So you should be very careful from where we are accepting food. Even if it is offered, it should be from a devotee. एक भक्त के द्वारा होना चाहिए. Otherwise the mind becomes contaminated. You become like what you eat. It's a consciousness. So now Raghunath Das Goswami is, where is he taking prasad? He is not standing there. Then where is he taking? He is not taking from his father. कहाँ पर प्रसाद कहाँ ले रहे हैं? अन्न क्षेत्र जहाँ पर फ्री प्रसाद है. He is just taking prasad there. Lord Chaitanya was so happy. He had one Govardhan Shila. महाप्रभु के पास एक गोवर्धन शिला थी और एक गुंजमाला, और वो दोनों चीज रघुनाथ को दे दी. He gave that Govardhan Shila to Raghunath. Anybody knows where is that Shila now? Govardhan Shila that Lord Chaitanya gave to Raghunath is in Vrindavan, Radha Gokulanand temple. That Shila, which has got the thumbprint of Lord Chaitanya. Some of you have seen that Shila, small Shila, this size, with the finger, with the thumbprint of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That Lord Chaitanya gave to Raghunath Das Goswami because he was so pleased with Raghunath Das Goswami's renunciation. And then one day Lord Chaitanya went secretly. What is Raghunath doing? Secretly gaye. Raghunath was taking the rice which is offered to Lord Jagannath. After 2 or 3 days it is given to the cows. And after, when the cows also do not accept, that rice was taken by Raghunath. He would wash that rice which was smelling very bad and put little salt and he would eat it. वो चावल जो गाय भी नहीं खा रहे, वो चावल को धोके नमक के साथ खा रहे हैं. So one day Lord Chaitanya came and said, Raghunath, तुम्ही नीति प्रसाद खाइबो, आमा ना दीबो, आप नया प्रसाद खा रहे, हमको नहीं दे रहे. He ate and he went to eat second time. But Sarup Damodar said, Lord, it is not good for you. आप मत लीजिए. And then Lord Chaitanya said, I have eaten different types of Jagannath prasad, khaja and malpua, everything, but I never tasted anything like this before. ये इतना अच्छा प्रसाद कभी भी नहीं मिला. अरे वो प्रसाद तो सड़ गया है, बदबू आ रही है. अब भगवान बोल रहे हैं बहुत अच्छा है. क्यों? उसमें भक्ति है, नम्रता है. Lord is saying it is very nice because of the humility and the renunciation of Raghunath Das Goswami. And then Lord Chaitanya gave this Govardhan Shila and he said, you offer 8 pieces of khaja and sweetmeats. And Raghunath was so happy. He said, Shila diya gosai samarpila govardhane gunjamala diya dila radhika charane. Lord has given me Govardhan Shila. That means he has given me a place of residence near Govardhan Hill. And he has given me a garland of conch shells. He has offered me at the lotus feet of Radharani. Govardhan Shila diya matlab मुझे गिरिराज के पास स्थान मिला. निज निकट स्थान देही. सब लोग तरसते हैं, वो मुझे मिला. और गुंजमाला. So in this way Raghunath, what was his daily schedule? 7:30 prahar namasmaran, 22 hours chanting Hare Krishna and 2 hours for eating and sleeping. 22 घंटे जपा कीर्तन और 2 घंटा सोना खाना. हमारा उल्टा होता है, 2 घंटा जपा और 22 घंटे सोना खाना. That was Raghunath. And he would offer obeisances to 1000 Vaishnavas every day. Every day 1000. And he would wear torn clothes, फटे हुए कपड़े. ऐसा नहीं कि मार्केट में जाके नया कपड़ा लेकर आते, नहीं, फटे हुए कपड़े पहनते. And then he would be always remembering Krishna. And then when Lord Chaitanya left Puri, he went back to the spiritual world. Raghunath could not tolerate. रघुनाथ सहन नहीं कर सके. फिर वो वृंदावन चले गए. और वृंदावन में उनका प्लान था आत्महत्या. He wanted to commit suicide, but for anything he would take permission. Even for suicide he would take permission. So he went to take permission from Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, and they said, no, we want to hear from you Lord Chaitanya's pastime in Jagannath Puri. Please narrate to us. आप हमें कथा सुनाओ, महाप्रभु ने पूरी में क्या लीला की। और रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी वो नैरेट 3 hours every day on the bank of राधा कुंड पे। And Kaviraj Goswami took notes. That's how we got this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Kaviraj Goswami has elaborated what Raghunath Das Goswami spoke. And Raghunath Das was staying near Radha Kund, and he would take buttermilk, just few drops of buttermilk once in 3 days. Suppose today is Sunday, next is Wednesday. Hare Krishna. If we do like this, we will die. हमको ऐसा नहीं करना है बाबा, हम दिन में 3 बार खाना, नो प्रॉब्लम, एकादशी में भी चलेगा। But Raghunath Das Goswami was so austere, and he would offer obeisances to everybody. He renovated Radha Kund. He did not have any money, पैसा नहीं था. One businessman came to Badrinath. बद्रीनाथ में पैसा देने गए, अब भगवान बद्रीनाथ बोले कि ये पैसा रघुनाथ के अकाउंट में डाल दो। बैठे बैठे फंड कलेक्शन हो गया। That was Raghunath's bhakti. And one day Raghunath was chanting near Radha Kund, and it was so hot, इतना गर्म था. Radha Rani came and she put her part of her sari to shade his devotee. And one day he was chanting and 2 tigers came, तो शेर आ गए. And Krishna came with a stick and chased away tiger. आप मत करना, आप किया तो स्टिक के साथ खा जाएगा वो, है ना. And then Sanatana Goswami said, Raghunath, what are you doing? You are taking service from Radha and Krishna. You should build a kuti for yourself. आप भगवान से सेवा नहीं लेना चाहिए. राधा रानी आ रही है, छाया दे रही है, कृष्ण लाठी लेके आ रहे हैं. तो फिर रघुनाथ ने फिर भजन कुटिया बनाई. Then he wrote various books, Vaishnav, about Vaishnav Manashiksha, and he was constantly absorbed. Krishna Kirtan Gana Ratan Paro Premamrita Bhunidhi. He was constantly absorbed in hearing and chanting of the glories of the Lord. And by his example, he taught us what is Vaishnava. So we can take inspiration. Raghunath Das Goswami stayed 16 years in Puri with Lord Chaitanya. Such a great fortune. तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु कितनी कृपा दिखाए रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी को, और फिर वही कृपा उन्होंने वृंदावन में भक्तों को दिलाई. और एक बार तो वो कुंड बना रहे थे, राधा कुंड, और एक जगह पे हैमरिंग किया, पत्थर से खून आने लगा. इट वॉज ब्लीडिंग. No, don't, stop. And then Lord Krishna appeared and dreamed and told Raghunath, that's Govardhan, I am not different from Govardhan, and this place is my tongue, Jiva, you should worship. So Raghunath Das Goswami took that Shila and he worshipped. It's called Jiva Mandir. In Radha Kund, you see that. So there are so many pastimes like this about Raghunath Das Goswami, which show us that how a Vaishnava should behave. But the most important is what Lord Chaitanya told Raghunath. This important verse, Trinadapi Suni Chena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanena Manadena Kirtaniya Sada. We should always think about this verse 100 times a day. I have to become more humble than a blade of grass. मुझे घास के तिनके से भी छोटा है बनना. More tolerant than a tree. Give all respects to others and expect none in return. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur would say, this is our Siddha Pranali mantra. Some people go to Babaji's for Siddha Pranali mantra. Our Siddha Pranali mantra is Trinadapi Sunichin. Become humbler than a blade of grass. And then we can chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. I will end today's discussion with the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Although I am a fallen soul, I am the lowest of men. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered me from the blazing fire of material opulence by his mercy, and he handed me over to Sarup Damodar Goswami, and he gave me garland of Govardhan Shila. मैं तो भौतिक दुनिया में था, भगवान ने मुझे अपने चरणों में रखा. And the final blessing is, एई तो कहिलु रघुनाथे रमिलन, इहा जय सुने पाए Chaitanya Charan. Anybody who hears this story, meeting of Lord Chaitanya and Raghunath, he will attain the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Mayapur Dham ki jai, Gaur Premanande. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. But question answers they could not ask.
Yeah.
Little time. Tomorrow you give.
You started late also.
Okay. So we will thank to Prabhuji by chanting 3 times Hari Bol. Loudly. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So it's nice. You are enjoying. So our 3rd day Shravanotsav is finished. Tomorrow is the last day Shravanotsav. We expect you all on time. And tomorrow also Krishnananda Prabhu will come. Tomorrow same time. Morning His Holiness Aldar Swami, and 12 o'clock to 1:30 Bhakti Vigna Vinashak Narsimha Swami Maharaj will give. Lord Chaitanya and his associates. And evening 5 o'clock, 5:30 onwards, Hari Shauri Prabhu will come. Okay? So, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Prasadam is waiting. You can take prasadam.
Hare Krishna. I hope I have satisfied.